Hi, this is Mahmood. Welcome to part 1 of the Health and Wellness series. Ayurveda is like a huge ocean of knowledge. It can take an entire lifetime to learn the principles of Ayurveda. I will be focusing on two fundamental aspects of Ayurveda. The spiritual aspect, which we will talk about today, and then there's the practical aspect, which we will cover in the next session. Ayurveda means science for a long and healthy life. The inception of Ayurveda goes back thousands of years to the land of ancient India. According to Ayurvedic philosophy, the principles of Ayurveda came down to the monks and sages while they were engaged in deep meditation. The individual consciousness of the sages was connected to the universal consciousness. Through this spiritual connection, knowledge started to come down, wisdom started to come down, enlightenment started to come down. And this was eventually known as Ayurveda. Now let's assume for a moment that an architect wants to design a building. What is the first thing that architect would need? The very first thing that he would need is a blueprint, some kind of a basic model, a layout of a plan which will eventually lead to the final product. If an engineer wants to build a house or an airport or a city, or any structure of significant value, the very first thing that he would need is a blueprint. In a similar way, the sages, when they were meditating, they were connected to the universal power. Nature had a blueprint of the human constitution, a master plan of the human body, mind, and spirit. And included in this master plan was a set of instructions of how to live a long and healthy life, how to maximize your level of health and wellness. So the individual consciousness of these sages is connected to the universal consciousness. Knowledge comes down, wisdom comes down, and this was collected as verses of Ayurveda. After the principles of Ayurveda came down to the sages, they started memorizing the verses of Ayurveda. And then, by using the oral tradition, this knowledge was passed down from generation to generation, from master to disciple. So for hundreds and thousands of years, the knowledge of Ayurveda was preserved orally. Approximately 5,000 years ago, there's a great enlightened master who made a significant contribution to Ayurveda. His name was Vedas. He collected all the verses of Ayurveda, arranged them in a systematic way, and put it down in written form. He also divided the holy scriptures, known as the Vedas, into 4 parts and put it down in written form. His real name is Krishna Dwaipa. But after he performed the difficult and important task of dividing the Vedas into 4 parts and putting them in written form, he was given the name Vedvyas, which literally means the divider of the Vedas. He is also the author of one of the greatest epics in the world. It's called Mahabharata. He has also written many other holy scriptures. According to the teachings of Vedvyas, he puts great importance on the concept of meditation and spiritual growth. When the universal light sends you energy, this energy can come down in many forms. It can come down as intuitive energy. It can come down as creative energy. It can come down as unconditional love. It can come down as healing energy. Intuitive energy gives you a deeper insight. We are constantly involved in making day-to-day decisions. We make decisions with our family, decisions at work, decisions with our colleagues. We're constantly using the mind to make decisions. There can be a point in your life where you need to make an important decision, but you don't know which way to go. So normally, you use the faculty of the mind and your ability to rationalize your five senses. Whatever your mind tells you, whatever your intellect tells you, you normally make a decision according to that. But in this case, that's not enough. You're still in a dilemma. At that particular time, if you can tap into the intuitive energy, you will have a deeper insight. You will get to see things on a different level, which your mind can't normally see. So instead of deciding or making that decision with this, your mind or your intellect, you will get to make a decision based on this, a feeling that comes from the intuitive heart. So intuitive energy is a very interesting type of energy. Then there is creative energy. If you use creative energy in a workplace, it can bring you prosperity and abundance. Creative energy allows you to see ideas and concepts that are different from the traditional point of view, different from the mainstream point of view. You can come up with a unique idea or a unique concept, and this can eventually turn into prosperity. You can also use creative energy for personal growth. There's a common phrase that philosophers use. You are the creator of your own destiny. You can use this creative energy to create positive emotions, create positive thoughts, create positive karma, and create a positive level of awareness. This creative energy can set your path and take you towards a positive destiny. Then there is unconditional love. There are some people, if you ask them, what is God? They will say God is unconditional love. If you let this unconditional love flow into you from the universal light, that unconditional love can go into your body, into your mind, and into your spirit. Normally, when we communicate with humans, we are normally experiencing emotional love. The love that you experience with your partner, with your parents, with your kids, with your family members, on a social level as well. All that love, it's wonderful, but it's on an emotional level. Unconditional love is a higher energy. It's a spiritual energy. It's on a much higher frequency. If you get in touch with unconditional love, then everything you touch will be unconditional love. Everything you see will be love. All the interactions that you have with your family members, your colleagues, the only thing that will be coming out is unconditional love. This is a grace that the universe gives you. So if you can become part of it, this unconditional love starts to flow through you. Then there is healing energy. Healing energy is a very simple but a very powerful form of energy. You can use healing energy to heal yourself. You can use it to heal your family members. You can send healing to a city or a country. You can also send healing to the whole planet. It's called universal healing. There are many other ways that the universal light can send you energy. It can send it to you in the form of knowledge. It can send it to you in the form of wisdom. It can send it to you in the form of spiritual enlightenment. When spiritual enlightenment of the highest level takes place, the human mind does not have the ability to put it into words. That spiritual enlightenment can definitely be experienced by you. It can definitely be witnessed by you. It can definitely be felt within the very core of your being, but the mind and the intellect doesn't have the ability to express it. Today, there's a lot of talk about living with awareness, living in the moment with a greater level of consciousness. Some people feel that there's a spiritual shift that's taking place today. The collective vibration of the planet is increasing. It's true that there's a lot of suffering and a lot of pain that's going on and taking place in different countries. But nevertheless, some feel that the collective vibration of the planet, it's still going higher. It's becoming more spiritual. There's a lot more to life than eating, sleeping, going to work, and creating families. There is a certain spiritual obligation that all of us have as well. So the spiritual aspect of Ayurveda teaches us about the importance of meditation and to increase our spiritual level of awareness. So at this point, there's another question that comes up. How can we practically apply the concepts of Ayurveda on a day-to-day basis, and how can it help us to achieve a higher level of awareness? And this is something that we will try to answer in the next session. We will get into the concept of individual body types, known as doshas. Not only do we have a unique physical constitution, but we also have a unique emotional and mental constitution as well. We will also take a look at how everything in creation is made from the 5 basic senses. So the 5 basic senses is what created everything in the world. Our human bodies have also been created. We will also take a look at how everything in creation is created from the 5 basic elements. So everything in creation is made from those 5 elements. Our human bodies as well are made from the 5 elements. So in the next session, we will take a closer look at certain principles like diet, lifestyle, environmental changes, individual body types. So hopefully we can squeeze out the practical aspect of Ayurveda and learn how to use it on a day-to-day basis. So for now, take care, and I look forward to the next session.